Call Sandra Gowdy.
Mr Speaker, I'm pleased to rise and speak to the National Animal Identification and Tracing Bill, otherwise known as NAIT, which brings the New Zealand primary sector up to speed with most other agricultural producing nations that already have such a scheme in place. So I'm delighted to see this bill coming to the House and look forward to its progress through the Select Committee.
Call Brendan Burns.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I also rise in support of the National Animal Identification and Tracing Bill. Labor supports this bill because this has its origins back in Labor policy and we set the ball rolling. And it's good to see the Minister of Agriculture, David Carter, bringing this bill through. I acknowledge this is the second bill we've seen from this Minister in the last few days. He managed to wrest $25 million from government coffers for the kiwi fruit industry. I'd like to see him in charge of the Canterbury earthquake recovery because he's so good at extracting money from the pocket of Bill English. This is good regulation, good to see. Shame that his colleague, the Minister for Broadcasting, doesn't adopt some of this regulatory approach. We need to see some light-handed regulation to make sure we get the best out of our economy, and I rise in support of this bill. We look forward to seeing it on the Select Committee primary production. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Call Craig Foss.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. I also commend this bill, and I'd just like to point out to the House that the apple industry has actually been doing this exact procedure for quite some time, over many, many years. In fact, if you look on a tray of apples over in Europe somewhere, you look at the barcode, you can actually see which forklift moved, which case of apples, which pallet of apples, and which pack house where. Traceability, that's what it's all about, my friend. Mr Speaker, I commend this fine bill to the House.